with Steady B too on Let the Hustlers Play, I was interested too because you guys or he at the end shouts out all the different cities.
Hmm.
So do you remember if and when you guys did go to other cities to do that song? Did the people get excited hearing the different cities, or how did that come about?
After we came into our own, um, we seldom went out with Stead. Like we did that in the very beginning stages on stand on the verge of trying to get signed in Lawrence. You know what I mean? To get, just familiar with stage presence and stuff like that. So we had to stand on the sidelines and watch stage show, cool show and stuff like that. But after we had our own records and we were standing on our own, it was like, y'all got a show over here, y'all got a show over there. It wasn't like, it was very rare that it was all the Hilltop Hustlers performing in the same venue at the same time.
Okay. And why was that?
Just demand, I guess. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
You know, I mean, we used to do like we did some stuff in high schools and stuff like that together, but then also it was the time people records was dropping. At the time, Cool was taking some time with bringing out his album. His album was supposed to actually come out before the original Styling album, but he was taking his time with it, so ours ended up coming out first.
Hmm.
So since he didn't have new material, and we got material, we already out there doing things, and he waiting to get that album done. That's when you see
Okay.
that album ain't come out to after we had already separated from Hill to Us, when they stepping on album covers and the videos and stuff like that. That's why I was late. But Cool was there before us, so realistically, that album should have been out before ours. And it was a disagreement too between Cool and E, because Cool thought E.S. was talking about him when he said the line, "You could have had yours out, but now it took you. Still ain't got one out because you're chasing funky hookers." But he wasn't talking about Cool C. He was talking about an artist in our camp named Larry Ladd, because we was working on Larry's album, and getting Larry to sit still in the studio was becoming a task. But because his Cool's album was a little late, immediately the wheels start spinning. He must be talking about me. And then Lawrence kind of really baited that because he knew we was leaving and he ain't want us to be around them, because now we got information that they don't have just about business in general. You know what I mean?
Hmm. All right. So that's leading me to 100 questions. So let me try to get it. Let me try to get them all so I make sure. So first off, Steady B is hugely successful on Jive. Cool C's on Atlantic.
Mhm.
Arista is K-9 Posse and you guys, but Arista also in the 88 era doesn't really, and even 87 doesn't have that much rap. So why and how did you guys get to Arista as opposed to Jive or Atlantic or somewhere else?
That that had to be Lawrence Goodman. That had to be Lawrence Goodman. Lawrence came to us and he was like, "Man, you guys, I got you guys a deal and going on Arista." You know,
So there, okay.
but like
So
we were signed to his production company and his management. You know, double dipping at his finest. Um, and he had that power. Wherever he put us with, that's where we was at.
hmm. And did you see as you were getting in the game a little bit, how did you see Arista was similar or different than Jive or Atlantic, or could you even tell?
I almost immediately started feeling like Arista doesn't know what to do with urban music. Immediately, you know what I mean?
And what made you feel that way?
Just going around with other acts, like even the stuff that I didn't know, I seen stuff happening with other acts. Like we would go various different places with other people, like Child Called Crafts, people like that of that nature, Nice and Smooth. Um, and you go do in store in a certain town or city or whatever like that. And when you go in there to sign autograph, they got the displays, Jive Records, uh, you know, this person, Def Jam, this person. We sitting in there, it's like cricket, cricket, cricket. Like, where's our? We have nothing. And people were like, you guys got a poster that I can get signed? Be like, no, not right now. I mean, they just didn't understand marketing. Like I remember, we were trying when we was doing Greatest Man Alive, we was trying to we had started making friends with other artists, and we wanted them to be in our video because in our mind they got an audience that's separate from ours. So if they're in our video, their audience is gonna watch too. Aristotle's point of view was like, well, if these guys are already established artists, that's gonna take away the shine from you guys.
Yeah.
So that got vetoed.
Hmm. Okay.
Just stupid in essence. You know what I mean? Like that makes absolutely no sense.
No, it doesn't. Um, that's crazy. So with going from Hilltop Hustlers to then Arista with the Greatest Man Alive single and Straight Up on the B side, what though did you notice like the different level of push, the different level of attention, getting the videos on? Like what did you see that was different uh from going from totally independent to a major label like that?
Arista just didn't know how their street team didn't know what they were doing. I remember all our peers was in Right On magazine or something like that at one point, and all our peers that was in the same selling bracket that we were in were getting front covers of these magazines. So it was a lady that was heading PR. So we went in there and said, like, listen, these people aren't no more successful than we are as far as sales and stuff like that. But they're on the front cover. How come we're not on front cover? What is somebody not doing that we're the only one in that group that's not getting on front covers and stuff like that? And the lady was like, I don't know. Well, let's call right on and find out. So she called them up. She called them up. She put them on speakerphone. Yeah, this is such and such from Master Records. I noticed that you guys got, Redhead Kingpin and such. And she just rallying all different people that's in our class bracket. And they all had the front page of your magazine. Uh, I just wanted to find out, why don't you got my guys 3 times dope or ever put them on the front cover or anything? And the lady said over the speakerphone, we've been trying to get pictures of them forever. You guys never sent us anything. Now, I'm thinking she gonna say that's not true. She hung up. She pressed the button and said, well, there you have it, guys. They don't have any pictures. Now, meanwhile, while she's saying it, it's a table on the side wall, long as the whole wall, nothing but 3 times dope pictures. That's all we used to do is take photo shoots. We took so many photo shoots. They got like millions of pictures stacked up there. So she's like, well, there you have it, guys. That's what the problem is. What do you want me to do? I said, well, let me think. How about send them some of those? You know what I mean? But they used to take every time we said something, they took it like it was offensive. Like, well, you guys trying to say we don't know how to do our job. I'm not trying to say that. I'm trying to say, how about give them some of those though? You know what I mean? Promote the records. But it was quite a few things because we got they I'm gonna get you sucker, the movie. Greatest Man Alive was supposed to be in that. It's a part where Jack of Spades is shooting at everybody, and then he ducks behind this little, I don't know if it's a file cabinet or whatever to reload, and he's loading like this, and there's music playing in the background. In the original, we went and we cut a special version of Greatest Man Alive for that, talking about Jack of Spades and Greatest Man Alive. And when he jumped behind it in the original and he jumped back to load, it was like the greatest man alive, and he's sitting there like Malcolm by the window. We telling all our friends, oh man, we got a song and I'm gonna get you sucker. We get there, we pay for like a couple dozen of our buddies to go to the movie. We get there and we see the same scene, and when he go to Cotton Little, this beat is military.
K-9 Posse strikes again.
Eddie, man. Eddie. And the funny thing about it, rest in peace, Charlie Murphy, he told me it was going to be like that. First time I ever met him because he managed them. And Charlie Murphy was like, man, listen, you guys need to come over to my team because y'all ain't gonna get no shine on this label. Because my brother's group is on it. So he's like, I'm like, well, who's your brother? You're like, K-9 Posse. He's one of the guys of K-9 Posse. I didn't know K-9 Posse, one of them was Eddie's brother. I didn't know Charlie Murphy was Eddie's brother. You know what I mean? At the time. And he was like, yeah, but you don't know it. My brother, it, him and I, we related to Eddie Murphy. That's our brother. And they're going to do whatever we ask because they want Eddie soundtracks to his movies. So I was like, wow. The arrogance in me is like, well, at the end of the day, it's about business. Right now, we're the highest selling rap act, not act period, but rap act on Arista. Like, why would they do that? Stupid to me. I know you like it because it's Eddie Murphy. That's why, Chuck.
That'll do it.
Again, I was green. I was like, wow, and it was just like that. When our record went #1 and we did Arsenio, they had these 3-time dope Arista jackets. Not Def Jam used to have a fat leather jacket. They made us a fat leather Arista jacket. And they had them waiting in the dressing room. Congratulations on #1. Yeah, from Arista Record, 3 jackets. When K-9 Posse did their first show, they gave them 3 Rolexes, presidential. We looking at our leather jackets like, wah, wah. At the
Yeah.
time, we thought the leather jackets, we was doing something. Like, they gave them things cast presidential Rolexes, man. But again, it's trying to please Eddie. If Eddie please, maybe we get some soundtrack of all his movies that's coming out. Eddie was killing the game back then, so.
Hmm. So with Greatest Man Alive though, as this song is like taking off and you're doing Arsenio, you're doing these things, it's hitting #1. It's like how did like you change? How did the group change? How things were working change?
Um, well, how did it change? I don't think it changed too drastically. I got more comfortable in the production spot because, like I said, I was doing recording what I was doing as a DJ, just bringing beats and grooves back to back, so it was long enough for somebody to put an idea on, and that morphing into full-fledged production and working the board and doing this and that. Um, I changed in that aspect because I had to get a grasp of it because literally, like the position was on the line. Like either you come into doing something on your own or you're on your own.
Gotcha. Okay. And with given that Greatest Man Alive, some people in the region knew 3D and what became 3 times dope. So explain how and why you guys needed to change your name.
That was again about Eddie Murphy's brother, K-9 Posse. You got a group on there called 3-D. Then you got another group called K-9. So it was like it's too similar. One of those accolades got to go. Guess who it's going to be? And it ain't going to be Eddie's brother. Y'all got to change our name. Oh, we got to change our name. So you just listen to the records and stuff like that. With one of the reps from Arista. And once more, you hear the dope stuff. At the end of one of the verses, E.S. says, 3-time dope go running the show. Why don't you guys just call yourself 3 times dope? Now, at first, we was kind of against that because in the beginning stages of hip hop, people still was associating dope with drugs. And we wasn't on that tip. Like we never rapped about drug shit. We never even cursed in our records. You know what I mean? We even had a song talking about cursing on wax really is not cool. Say what you guys say, shout out, peace, fade down the beat and let the music cease. You know. But when people heard the name, it had that stigma to it. So we had to explain ourselves out of situations we weren't even involved in. Well, dope is narcotics, and that's not what it means. They didn't understand the slang term here. Dope is like a level of excellence or greatness. They didn't comprehend that. The world
Right.
had caught on to hip hop lingo as of yet back then.
Be sure to check out the History of Gangster Rap by Soren Baker. He's official.
History of Gangster Rap features exclusive interviews with E.S.T, Snoop Dogg, MC Ren, the D.O.C, and dozens of others. The History of Gangster Rap, a definitive look at how Los Angeles changed rap forever.
In Los Angeles, the streets definitely set the tone of the hip-hop music.
At 19, I got a $50,000 car.
My whole angle always was, I'll be street, but I will always tell you the horrors that go along with this life.
There will be penalties and casualties for just wearing the wrong color in somebody's neighborhood.
And once gangster rap made it from the streets to the TV, the genre exploded.
With Fab 5 on Yo MTV Best with NWA.
Yo MTV, it just catapulted us from being local heroes to national gangbang rappers.
The History of Gangster Rap discusses it all from 1980 up till today.
It's always gonna be shit happening in the streets. You know what I mean? So it's always gonna be something to talk about.
The History of Gangster Rap in stores now.